Family Guy. Family Guy. Family Guy. Family Guy.
I hate that you're doing that. I don't like that at
I wish
all.
that was the opening to Family Guy.
Family Guy. Family
It's just,
Guy.
it's like 30 minutes long, and it's just Peter Griffin like saying that and slowly zooming in on his face in a black void.
Yeah.
Family Guy.
Now it's time to press buttons and talk with Manky and ProZD.
Alright.
All right, let's learn more about the bear. Hold it, Adrian. So Adrian, who exactly knew how to solve the... Did I already do this one? Oh, no.
Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland. So I doubt there are that many people with this same bear in this country.
But this looks like it can be easily broken.
No! Don't try! Oh, just put me out of my misery!
Especially if someone wanted to get what was inside.
Well, it's a toy. But it can never be the same again once it's been broken.
I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. I'll just take this.
A little
I'll
Pressimol.
update the bear.
A little Pressimol.
I love Pressimols.
Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize... that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there is only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box?
What's inside the box? What's inside the box? What's in the box?
That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness?
Your Honor, was that a reference to Seven?
Yes.
No, what? No. What is 7?
And it's a good movie. You don't have to be ashamed of that.
I have not seen it. I was just very excited.
Why were you saying it? You were saying it very specifically, like the end of that. Okay.
Yes?
You are the only one who can open this. Please.
It's just the way I say things sometimes. I don't.
Not everything has to be a reference, Mr. Wright.
There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Ms. Andrews now as she solves the puzzle, and the bear screams as she takes the bear apart. And then the bear is silent. Forever.
I've opened it.
I've done it. That bear will scream no more.
Is this what you wanted?
What is that? It looks like a note.
No, it's not.
I don't think we need to guess at what that is. Do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note.
The suicide note.
The suicide note left by Juan Carita's former manager, Celeste Impax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Carita himself. It seems Celeste Impax had very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide.
Well, I hope before I commit suicide I write a nice handwriting note.
Order, order. Witness, did you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. He never stopped talking about it. I was like, this is not always appropriate. It makes me very emotional. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
Because it had already been taken by the killer.
Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace, which is very, very fast, so you need to slow down. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least, that's what I would think.
Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known.
I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it for her sake.
I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of this note aloud.
Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the dead silent courtroom, except for like one Charlie Brown adult who's always like screaming a little bit. But in her note, Celeste Impacts left to us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by Mr. Ungard. About being engaged to Kurita and Ungard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided in her despair to end it all. It was pretty fucked up.
And that's all Miss Impacts had to say. That was really sad, actually.
It made me emotional.
There is one thing I would like to say here.
I figured her suicide note would be a little happier than that.
The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Ungard.
Then what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness?
Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word.
Matt Ungard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost.
That'd be a weird post-ceremony show to watch, where he just talks about these like love affairs he's had.
Yeah, that would be weird, Alex.
It's Ungard's fault the woman killed herself. And this time he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible. What a selfish person. I guess there are slimeball lawyers out there who will defend these creeps too.
Yes, there are Charlie Brown adults. There is no margin for doubt here.
How do you command them like that?
It's very easy. I just use a little baton and just, like, it's like an orchestra. Mr. DeKiller's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. Muttering. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant.
I love that baton, man. I don't know what it is about.
Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house.
It seems that we have come to the truth at last.
What just happened for like the last 2 minutes?
The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone.
How am I supposed to escape from this one?
Like Phoenix is defending Martin Shkreli.
Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I mean, lawyers have to defend people who are, like, clearly guilty, so that's a thing. I know. I have to carry on and buy him some more time.
I was talking more about how hated he is right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there are 2 deadly pieces of evidence. The figurine and the suicide note. If you're creative enough, they are very deadly. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the judge's hand, Phoenix. Hurry! The suicide note or the figurine? Which one of these should I pursue?
Probably the note.
What else would the figurine?
Because the figurine just has the note inside, right?
Yeah.
What else would it have?
Yeah,
we haven't even read like word for word what the note is.
Yeah, we'll see. Objection! Please wait, Your Honor.
No.
Oh my God, let's go.
I'm so hungry. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook.
Are we saying this too loud?
I was so excited for Sabaro. I am so hungry.
I think Your Honor believes that Matt Ungard killed him in order to obtain this note.
Sabaro.
Bar's gonna be closed by the time this case is
Yes,
over.
that is correct.
Close at 9 o'clock. It's 8:45.
But that seems a little strange.
You should have eaten earlier.
In fact, I think there is a contradiction here.
We haven't had time. We've been here all day.
This note was hidden by Mr. Kurita until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say that Matt Ungard could not have known what was written on this note.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly. But I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. I'm a little smarter than you see.
Okay, you little ass.
No one in the right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said.
I would.
I mean, if someone was offering me some Sabaro for it,
Order.
Right now.
I'm so concerned about you guys all
Right
the
now,
time.
for sure, I would kill for
You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
On Sabaro, not a fan.
But it's real authentic New York pizza. What's not to like about it? It was just a flash, but I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently.
Always. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself.
What are you, a psychologist?
I would like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying? Like Spy Kids?
What the? Not like Spy Kids.
The most dangerous spies of all.
I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Why did he swipe it from me?
Matt Ungard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival.
Ever Edgeworth is so sneaky.
They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
Took it right out of my pocket.
And the victim, Juan Carita, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Ungard.
That's invasive.
gross. Yeah,
I'd like a camera under the nearby Sbarro and see them making those pizzas.
Oh, I would love that.
Oh, man.
Order enough about Sbarro. Mr. Wright.
Can anybody sneak out of here and like run across the street? I'll give you a solid hundo and...
Yes, Your Honor.
Solid hundo, talk to me after court. You don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
Well, sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you are confused, Mr. Wright.
Always a little.
You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not that same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch, using this.
Gumshoe's Bug Sweeper.
My favorite Game Boy game. By the way, Mr. Wright, the detective's fingerprints were found on this camera.
All right, here we go. There's a lot of bugs here.
Boop, boop.
Gotta get rid of all of them.
I got a bug!
Matt Ungard's fingerprints were on there?
It's the only sound effect they could fit in the game.
I got a bug!
And every, like, on the title screen, when you, like, move to different options, it just loops it over itself.
I got a bug!
Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence?
I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Ungard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along.
He got me good this time.
Are you bored with the trial, Mr. Wright?
It's so late. I don't have anything to counter that.
And I'm hungry, and I'm just thinking about Sabar.
Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking? About Sbarro? Mommy, is that man the bad killer guy? Shush, stop! Don't look at him! The way he's sweating is just so nasty!
Why did we say it fetishy?
Oh, gross! You're so sweaty!
Phoenix. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? What I'm going to do next? Does running away like a frightened child work?
You could.
That's within the realm of possibility. It'd probably delay the trial a little bit. I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing.
They're just really interested in that last part. That's why they stopped muttering.
Wait, what's an important thing?
What is it?
Well, what is it, Mia? We're all on bated breath. There is a piece of evidence that he really should investigate, and it's in your pants, Mr. Wright. Something he should investigate? I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden?
Oh yeah, because that's all you do.
You really don't care about anything that happens down here, do you?
No, I mean, I've already been in the afterlife. We kind of have our own rules. Doesn't really matter.
All right, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Or is she just fucking with me like she always does? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go?
Now, this is a... Let's present evidence.
I have an objection, Your Honor.
Oh boy, here we go.
Tisku, tisku, tisku. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright.
No, it was common objection!
That one was slightly better. 3 out of 10.
Never gonna appease you. Your Honor, the defense has no intentions of letting this go so easily.
You are beginning to sound desperate. Well, that was about 40 minutes ago.
That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said?
So you're telling me that I forgot something?
Friendship.
Huh.
The greatest weapon of all. You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth.
So in the court record, there's a thing that says friendship.
But there's something you should really examine about this piece of evidence.
Alright, can we save here?
I don't, we're in this menu.
Okay, whatever.
What?
Whoa!
Oh,
God damn
shit,
it, dude!
didn't mean to do that. Well, I don't know even who I presented. I was trying to press the save button, but I hit the present button.
Well, it
Oh
happens.
no, we have plenty of health. But they take out big chunks though in this game. Actually, maybe now that we're here, we can actually, yeah, there we go. See? Of course we can save.
You blew it.
Of course we can save. You can always save the game.
We're gonna need that HP later.
Maybe on the next episode we won't ever need that HP because
I'm sure
it's fine.
at some point we're gonna be kicking ourselves.
Nope.